Children will learn values in a variety of settings, school, the neighborhood, but home is going to be the foundation of that.
It's important for parents to teach values to their children because children need to learn from parents who acknowledge their imperfections. Because when a child sees that an imperfect parent can commit to and honor and do right by values, it suggests to them somebody still growing, learning, who's insecure, maybe not very confident, that it can be done.
If parents are honest with their children, children learn honesty. If parents listen and care about their children, then children learn to listen and care.
Talking is important, but we teach children what we already are. Children learn to value what we actually value, not what we tell them to value, not what we say we value, but what we actually value.
You've got to be a good example. You have to live the values that you say you believe in.
One of the most ironic things about gangs is that a considerable percentage of young people who get involved in gangs get involved because it gives a sense of belonging, a sense of identity, and a sense of protection.
They're looking for some place where they can feel that they're important. They're looking for some place to go where they feel somebody cares about them.
You need to have a relationship with your child that is more open and more important to them than a gang. And then what you'll do is you will battle with the negative influences out in the world by supplying them with something much more positive in their home. And they may not take an interest in the negativity out there. They won't need it because their needs are being taken care of in their home first.
I never meant for this to happen. Things just kind of got out of control. Daddy?
Our job as parents is not to guarantee our kids don't make mistakes or break rules. Our job as parents is to make sure that our hearts are right with our children, so that we teach them the rules, we teach them the right things, and then if they break them, if our hearts are still right with them, we're someone they can come to talk about that, to fix it.
I think a lot of parents are quick, when the child makes a wrong decision, they're quick to punish rather than to discipline. And discipline helps a child to learn. Punishment helps a parent who's been hurt to feel better.
They may have made a real lousy decision, but you're going to help them dig out of it. They'll do the work, but you'll be right there with them. I think that's the first thing they need to hear. Because they've already probably, in these serious instances, given up on themselves. They're just hoping that you haven't.
And I think that's the hardest part. It's so easy to be angry when they've broken the rules.
I know I haven't always said everything I should, but there is one thing I want you to know, that I'll always love you in a way that no one else could ever do. 'cause I really love you.
I think it's essential to be sharing your thoughts, your opinions, your values with your children all of the time.
There's a saying that says if you want responsible children, you give them responsibility. Well, part of the responsibility is they have to make the choice. And sometimes it's a fine line between saying, you do what I say, or you choose to do what is right.
I think there are probably several things that a parent could do. I know in our family what we've tried to do is to set specific times, which are times for teaching. We have family home evening, for example, which is a time where we say, once a week, we know this period of time is going to be a teaching time of some sort.
If a family would regularly meet together just to be with the family, say this is a night where we're not with friends, we're not out doing something else, let's plan our schedules. That's one of those times when all that communication and listening to each other and understanding what it's like to live with each other in the same home and not be too busy to talk about those things. That's when a lot of that can be facilitated.
Family home evening helps us focus on those things that are most important.
It pulls us together.
I feel that family home evening brings me closer to my brothers and sisters, so I tend to ask them for advice rather than my friends.
I think that all of the principles that we need for raising our children and for having good families can be based on religious principles. It's important, I believe, to teach our children very early these principles.
Family prayers not only teaches love for God, but that confirms that He is there.
I've noticed something about young people who have a deep commitment to something other than themselves. It means that they believe they were created for a purpose. It means they have a sense that they're connected to another person in the universe. And it means they believe they have a mission.
Because our first introduction into the world is an introduction into the family. That becomes the foundation from which I think we see the rest of everything in our lives.
Parenting is the most expensive in time, money, and effort, the most expensive activity in the world. It will do more to take your energy away than anything. Why? Because it's the most rewarding and it's the most important.
Sometimes people feel like this is it. This is a lost cause, or it's not worth trying anymore. You can make it better. People do change. Skills can be learned. Relationships can heal. And viewing it as that process that we're in instead of an end result that we're trying to get at, I think is really helpful.
Perhaps you've made many mistakes. Perhaps for years you've done the wrong thing. But the very next breath you take, the very next word you say, the very next step can be in a different direction than the one you've been taking.
Susan?
Don't give up on each other. Don't give up on your children. Don't give up on yourselves.
Families and children are lost when we throw them away. And if you're not willing to throw your children away or throw your family away, it can be fixed.
The ideas we've shared in this program can help. They're not 5-second formulas for change, but they work.
There's one more important idea to remember too. These principles that can help us have closer, happier families aren't new.
No, they've been around a long time. They come from Jesus Christ.
He taught us how we should care for each other. He set an example. We can apply those same principles. Kindness, persuasion, gentleness, forgiveness.
If you would like to know more about how the teachings of Jesus Christ can strengthen your family, we encourage you to talk with a representative of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or call this toll-free number for more information.
Families are the greatest source of happiness in life. And that's what we're all really looking for, isn't it?
You know, the most important work we'll ever do will be right in our own homes. I mean, there may be challenges to deal with.
Right, and problems to solve. But in spite of all that, there are answers.